What your favorite Warcraft game says about you. Vanilla WoW. Most of the people sitting here right now saying, man, Vanilla WoW is the best version of World of Warcraft. It's the best Warcraft game ever made. Most of those people probably never even played Vanilla WoW back in the day. It was 2004, 2005. They were young. They couldn't convince their parents to pay that $15 a month sub fee. But damn, when they finally got to experience Classic WoW for the first time, either in the 2019 re-release or maybe on a private server at some point after hearing how good Vanilla WoW was, dude, these people's minds were absolutely blown. Now today, admittingly, most of the Vanilla WoW loving population are just a bunch of depressed millennials. Let's just be real, guys. They're trying to recapture the glory days of their childhood spent in Azeroth, and there's nothing wrong with that. For these people, the reason why they love this version of World of Warcraft so much is mostly because of the community and the sheer madness that Vanilla WoW always seemingly creates. You've got bosses being pulled to capital cities, you've got drama always surrounding Vanilla WoW, which, yes, is frustrating, but can be very interesting and very engaging for a lot of people. Classic WoW just has a vibe to it, and although most of the people playing it are probably just sweaty, overweight, depressed millennials that are just trying to recapture their childhood glory days, you know what? Classic WoW is still a really frickin' good game that always creates a lot of madness. Madness such as hardcore Classic WoW. So these people, the people that love this version of Warcraft the best, these are the people that loved that Vanilla WoW experience. It was their favorite version of the game. But after playing through the same zones over and over, doing the same quests, raging at the fact that those damn gorillas will not drop their gizzards in STV, the point is, these players wanted something more challenging. They were the people who played Halo 2 on Legendary difficulty back in the day, and they thought it was too easy. They were the ones who at one point no-life Dark Souls and did a no-hit run. They thought the new Elden Ring was amazing. If only an MMO offered such a challenge. Enter Hardcore WoW. Upon playing, these players were instantly hooked. Like a full-on addiction, they played character after character, death after death. They stayed true despite any failure, and hardcore became their go-to game mode for playing World of Warcraft. Now, some might argue that endless hours of repeatedly dying in Elwynn Forest just to restart and try again and again might be a bit concerning, a form of madness in fact. But these people don't care. They want the challenge. They want the bragging rights. They want to show the world how much they have no life, and they are proud of it. At least, that's how I feel when I play hardcore. I absolutely love this game mode, and I am not ashamed to say it. Classic WoW. Okay, so by classic, what I mean is this. Classic WoW, which is currently about to become Cataclysm Classic at the time of me recording this. There's a lot of people out there who really feel like they missed the great WoW bandwagon. Back in the day when they were in school, maybe they heard about World of Warcraft, they thought it was stupid, they swore they'd never play it, and now here we are, years later, they saw the cinematics, the insane gameplay of raiding capital cities, the memes, rage compilations, the machinima, and whatever. These players realized something. They had missed something amazing by not diving into Azeroth, and that is why, when Classic WoW was announced at BlizzCon all those years ago, they knew they would have to dive in. Maybe they missed the original WoW experience back in the day, but they would not miss it now. They would not live a life in regret. Yes, Classic WoW was grindy, but they enjoyed it due to the world PvP events and community drama. TBC was fun because they got to be frickin' wizards in space. Wrath of the Lich King was great because they finally got to experience WoW's best expansion, according to many. And now there's Cataclysm on the horizon, the expansion that literally shattered the world. Will Cataclysm be good? Bad? Doesn't matter. These players are just in it for the adventure and for the good time with their friends. And that is why this version of Warcraft is their favorite. Archlight Rumble. Alright, so listen. I'm not saying that Archlight Rumble can't be fun, but we all know who finds this Warcraft game to be their favorite. That's right, old ladies who one day were browsing the Play Store, thought these little green orc men and kobolds looked kind of adorable. They downloaded the game when their kids were asleep or were off at college, and they instantly got hooked. The game was simple, kind of stupid, in a good way, and made the formerly soul-crushing lonely hours fade away. And before you say, Nixxiom, I'm not some depressed mom, and I love Archlight Rumble the best. Don't worry, I know that people like you exist. But you're most likely the guy who plays this game only when flying somewhere on an airplane or when you're sitting on the toilet taking a fat American dump. And you know that I'm right. Modern World of Warcraft. There are people out there that are just stuck in the past, you can't help but think. Every time you see those stupid ads appear for the older World of Warcraft content, they just need to get with the times. Modern WoW has better graphics, better gameplay, so much more to do, it's great. But you do have to admit that the modern WoW fans are certainly a different breed compared to their OG WoW-loving counterparts. Modern WoW lovers are more laid-back gamers. They're more interested in WoW being a video game than an actual world to get immersed into, an RPG, if you would. They don't want to have to read books to understand the lore. They don't want 10 million buttons on their action bars. They appreciate simple and engaging, fun gameplay. Nothing wrong with that. But they also tend to be the types that are obsessed with collecting. Could be pets, mounts, transmogs, doesn't matter. Getting one of everything in the world is just a must for these sorts of gamers. The idea of not having that invincible mount off the Lich King, it's just madness inducing. And that's why if you're a fan of collecting pets, mounts, leveling faster, or just being the best World of Warcraft player possible, you need Zygor. Linked down below in the description, it is World of Warcraft's ultimate add-on, and you can use code Nixxiom to get 10% off today. Check them out in the description for more info. Warcraft 3. If there is one type of Warcraft gamer that is stuck in the past, always seeking to relive their childhood, even more so than that classic WoW vanilla Andy, it is the Warcraft 3 nerd. This guy doesn't even like World of Warcraft. Warcraft should have remained a strategy game series in his mind, as God intended. MMOs are for nerds, and the Warcraft 3 Giga Chad is above playing such nonsense. Don't get them started, though, on Warcraft 3 Reforged, however. This catastrophic failure of a game remaster, don't even get them started on it. They'll go on for hours. It was just soul crushing for them. Blizzard had taken something beautiful, their prized gem, and had literally crapped all over it and called it a product. And to this day, the Warcraft 3 nerd has not fully recovered. They hate Blizzard for it, but not as much as the next guy on this list. But at least, though, through shady means, the Warcraft 3 guy was able to find some redemption. He was able to restore the game back to its original state so he wouldn't have to look at those disgusting modern graphics. At night, as he lays in bed, this is what gives him some comfort as he drifts off to sleep, dreaming of building more ziggurats so that he can spawn more ghouls. But damn does he hate Warcraft 3 Reforged, holy crap. The private server player. Nobody hates Blizzard Entertainment more than this gamer. Blizzard was their childhood, the ultimate mega chad epic amazing gaming company that delivered victory after victory in terms of gaming experiences. Diablo, StarCraft, Warcraft, World of Warcraft, and then everything changed. The company went downhill, and the private server nerd was disappointed with launch after launch, and ultimately, he gave up on Blizzard. So he went to private servers to play World of Warcraft for free, and this is now his favorite version of Warcraft. Is it against terms of service? Of course it is. Is it kind of sketchy? Definitely. Could he get his details and information stolen? He does not care. He just wants to play WoW and not have to financially support the corporate demon that Blizzard has become. Let me tell you, this guy, if you get him on the topic, he will shame the hell out of you for playing Blizzard games and for paying for them too. And if you tell him you've done something like purchased a WoW token or a mount off the in-game store, forget about it. This guy will hate you forever. The strange thing, though, is that these guys always tend to be artists of some sort. Music, painting, drawing, these people always are very creative. And why? We may never know. Hearthstone. When you first heard the announcement for Hearthstone, you were immensely skeptical. You grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. This Blizzard card game looked like absolute trash compared to those titans. However, upon trying Hearthstone, these guys fell in love with it. Their days were spent playing game after game, collecting cards and challenging friends. Life couldn't have been sweeter. That is, until the dark times came. Power creep, a lack of overall interest in the community. Hearthstone fell into decline, and so did these players. The alcohol helped, didn't it? But it couldn't numb the pain. The sounds of Dr. Boom would continue to rattle in your mind, that overpowered garbage. So you took another sip from the bottle, because another couldn't hurt, right? Your work life fell into ruin shortly after the nightmare started. Sleep was impossible. Fired, you did what you could for work, but you knew you could never stand on your own 2 feet again. She left you. She left you all alone. The darkness kept creeping in closer with each and every day. So you started going to church, but God wouldn't listen to your prayers, you felt. What little hope you held was fading, and it was at your lowest moment something happened. Blizzard started releasing more and more single-player Hearthstone gameplay, which you had a ton of fun playing. So nowadays, these players tend to come back to Hearthstone really just for those single-player adventures, and that's pretty much it. Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons. Right, so there is no person who loves World of Warcraft more than this guy. They love Warcraft so much, they went through the trouble of browsing the internet to find those old as dirt 3rd edition D&D RPG books from Blizzard that I showed off in my recent What Happened to Warcraft D&D video. The books now purchased from eBay, this gamer assembled his friends, and now they indulge in the greatest content that Warcraft ever offered. Dungeons and Dragons is so much fun, and combining it with Warcraft, even better. Sure, this gamer's a bit overweight and he's addicted to anime, but who cares? He has friends to play Warcraft D&D with him, and that's all that matters. Every Saturday night, he'll host a get-together at his house where the crew will eat pizza and drink way too much sugar. This Warcraft gamer also loves events like the Renaissance Festival at his local town. He can't help but get involved in local history reenactment groups, and he even has dipped his toes a little into live-action roleplay a bit. It might have been a bit cringe, according to some people, but he had a lot of fun. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody, has more fun than that World of Warcraft D&D nerd when it comes to gaming. Warcraft 1 and 2. The house smells like rancid fast food. There's a new species of mold growing on the ceiling. Cigarette butts litter the floor, and the cat, whose litter box is filled to the brim with feces, has ran away from a lack of being fed. This, everybody, is the OG Warcraft RTS player, a man who some might see as depressed, but in reality, he is simply laser focused on his 2 favorite RTS games of all time. Even the words orcs and humans can make his day. And if that doesn't, his on-repeat marathons of Lord of the Rings certainly does. Maybe he lives in an absolute sty. Maybe he never leaves the house. And he's become so reclused that sunlight physically hurts him if he's exposed even for a second. But that's okay. He's a young and healthy 50-year-old man after all, ready to replay the campaigns of Warcraft 1 and 2 again for the 300th time. Life is good. It's smelly, but it's good. Warcraft, Rise of the Clans. This guy's an actual wizard in real life, guys. He's surrounded by a harem of genetically engineered night elf flesh bodies who appease all of his desires. He towers above all mortals, seeking his counsel only from the gods of Mount Olympus and their demigod descendants. After all, this man should be counted among them, for he somehow got to indulge in a game that wasn't even technically released. This gamer also has an immense fascination with the character Thrall. His rock-hard abs and Frostwolf Patriot biceps, sometimes it just causes this gamer to sweat profusely and feel sinful thoughts. It might not be the most popular of Warcraft games, but damn it, it's still his favorite one, right next to Blizzard's original Titan MMO, which somehow he stole the data files for and he plays on the weekends. How the heck did he do that? And that, everybody, is what your favorite Warcraft game says about you. How accurate was I? Let us know down in the comments section below.